Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2020, episode number 36. It's game one of the Western Conference Finals. We go head-to-head with the Los Angeles Clippers, who finished just a single game ahead of us in the regular season. They are led by Paul George and his 26.5 points per game. Jimmy Butler adds 15 points per game. Nobody adds a significant amount of either assists or rebounds. So outside of Paul George, it's a lineup that we match up with pretty dang well. But of course, our leading scorer is Jake Walker, 2.5 points less than George. So George is definitely a powerhouse in that area. But I think my scoring threat, a little more widespread, goes beyond just my top 5 players. Cauley Stein is getting 9.5 rebounds a game, which is 2.5 better than their top guy. They've got 2 centers in their starting lineup, yet still between them are only getting 13.5 rebounds, while my top 2 guys are combining for nearly 18 a game. So there's a lot of advantages. De'Aaron Fox, 7 assists per game. I think there's a lot of things that matchup-wise favor us going into this one, with that exception of trying to stop Paul George. If we can do that with any sort of consistency, I think we can win this series, and maybe comfortably. Maybe we can do it in 6 games or so. All right, well, both teams off to a quick start. 7 points scored in the first minute, and we are already up 3 here. Cauley Stein has 4 of those points, 2 of 3 shooting, and Richardson with the other bucket. 10-6 through the first couple of minutes. Rebounds already, 2-0 on the advantage. We're 5 of 6 shooting, so their defense is really struggling to contain our offense at the moment. I love that Cauley Stein has 6 points already in this game, damn near his game average just 4 minutes into it. Paul George does have 3 points, but it's taken him 4 shots to get there so far. He's also got a foul already. They've got a few fouls as a team already. And they're not doing that bad. I mean, they're 4 for 9, 3 for 5 beyond the arc, yet we lead by 11 with total dominance on the rebounds being kind of the key component of what we're doing, and a 71% from the field clip that we have at the moment. Walker, 11 points on 4 of 5. Fox is 2 of 3. Cauley Stein, of course, with his quick 6 points that he scored to get us going. And it's not over. I mean, it's already back down to a 6-point game, and we're in LA, so nothing doing on that front. But George struggling early on, 2 of 8, and we're shooting the ball well. It's got us out front early in this game. Let's speed things up just a little bit for now. It's first quarter. There's a lot of game left to go. Oh, seriously? You're going to stop now? Okay, they've got Bazemore, Bielka, lead stretching out a little bit further here as we go to the end of the first quarter. A 45-point first quarter for us. 47 fouls at the end of the quarter, so 47 points. Walker's got 22 on 7 of 11. Fox has 15. What a start. Richardson, who had one of our very first scores, didn't score since, but outside of that, it was an excellent first quarter, and our second quarter is starting off very similarly. 15 points already through the first 4 minutes, though things have suddenly gone a bit ice cold. Huge lead here. Can we maintain it? We haven't scored in 3 minutes until that dunk, so outside of those kind of ice cold stretches, it looks like game one's already in the bag. It's first half. It's the playoffs. You don't give up. Fox has 10 assists already. So again, that the areas that I was looking at, their weaknesses, huge rebound advantage. It's 23-13, 23-10. I don't know. We saw this here recently too, where rebounds are kind of going up and down. Where we're still 67% from the field, and they're 40. They're 8 of 23 beyond the arc. We're 4 of 9, so I think our inside scoring has been quite dominant. And Walker just on fire, 12 of 16 and 6 of 6. He's already got 33 points. George has 14. He's on his way towards his normal scoring type of night. But 5 of 17 shooting is the real problem. Harrell, just as many makes on just 6 attempts. Speed this up all the way right now. This game looks like it's gonna go our way. Oh, it was inside 20 there. Game's not over yet. Walker already at 42. I think that's going to be the main thing to watch in this game is how many points can Walker score. Now 44. Cauley-Stein's got 16 and 11. He's got a double-double, 8 of 10 shooting. What a beast for us today. Walker hasn't scored for a little while here. But we're well over 100 already. There's a 3 for him. 47 now. Fourth quarter. George got up to 27. Not shooting much better, but a little bit better. Still 9 of 23 for him. Garbage time already. The 51 for Walker. And he's cooling off. He's down to 20 of 29. 53. Oh, this is fun. It's the Western Conference Finals, and we're putting on a clinic. Final minute. Barnes ended up at 21. Off the bench. Bagley had a double-double. 140 to 117. The worrying thing is we gave up 117 points. But the game was wide open. Just wide open. I mean, complete dominance. They never even led in the game. We were 60% from the field for the entire game. 100% from the free throw line. Just 15 attempts, but 100%. Fox, double-double. 19 and 11 on the assists. Double-double for Cauley-Stein. 16-11. Double-double for Bagley at 10-12. Barnes almost with 8 rebounds, but 21 points for him off the bench. And that's that part I love, having Barnes and Thompson on the bench, Bull on the bench. I mean, the depth that we didn't have before. We're getting deep into this tournament, and we have a chance. Like I said, we're still missing maybe a piece from where we need to be. Richardson, I would love to see Richardson as the second small forward, or at least have somebody, right, that can kind of compete with him. He was 1 for 5 with 2 points. He scored in the first 2 minutes of the game, and that was his only score the entire game. He only played 17 minutes, though. That's a little worrying. What happened there? 5 fouls? Hopefully that's all it was. Maybe he just sat out most of the game because he fouled quickly, early. Huge lead, didn't really come back in. Something along those lines. But total domination. Rebounding, 53-36. We were 50% beyond the arc. They had 44 attempts from 3. Made 17. We had almost half of that and came up just 4 shy of where they were. Field goals were actually similar. It was 93-92 at the end. Big advantage in the assist department. Fouls was actually a pretty big deficit. I mean, we were -9 on fouls. But so many things were comfortable and went our way. And we steal game 1 on the road in just dominating fashion. New Orleans wins game 1 by 10 over the 76ers. And can we go 2 for 2 on the road? Not likely. Oh, close. George with 44. That's the key for them. Guaranteed he's not going to have a ton of strong games. Meaning, we might be able to beat them if he has a strong game. And if he doesn't have a strong game, we'll definitely beat them. Which means I think we have a chance at 4 games. Pelicans lead 2-0 as they head on the road for the first time. We head home now with the advantage, but it's taken back from us. George not as dominant with 30 points. A little surprising that we come out on the losing end and by as big of a margin there in game 3. We get it back with another blowout in 4. George again 30 points, not a huge day, but that's enough. So at this point, it's 2-2. And 76ers claim 2 there. 2 of these next 3 games are on the road. We're going to have to steal another game here as we head into Game 5, once again on the road. Game 6, win or lose. Game 6, we will play that one out. Oh, 1 point. 1 stinking point. George only had 24, but Butler had a big day. 1 point. Oh, man. Pelicans lead 3-2. Must win. In fact, we have to win both of these games now. So we trail 3-2 in this series. If you don't click on those, it doesn't function properly. Game audio is so stinking loud in this game, and it can't be adjusted. I adjust it for you. I have to turn the game audio way, way down on the recording, but in my headphones, it's crazy loud. Clippers off to a very, very quick start in this game, and it's all Paul George. He has 16 of their 18 points. 18 now of 20 on 7 of 10 shooting. So Paul George, one-man show. And that's that one problem. We still aren't quite there. We've got a very strong team, but I don't have any superstars just yet. Walker and Fox are close. They are, let's say, all-star caliber players, but they're not yet. And they still didn't make the all-stars, right? By the way, it's 34-34 at the end of the first quarter, so even though George was crazy, crazy hot, we did catch up. He comes back into the game. He's got no fouls with his 26 point. 26, I mean, that's insane. A 26-point first quarter for George. Can we overcome this in this must-win game? Fox is doing his best, 16 points, but that's the head-to-head, right? We're just not there. We don't have a superstar yet. So while we have an excellent team, we just lack that individual difference maker. We have guys that are close. Like I said, Fox and Walker. Close. Not quite there. Richardson and Cauley-Stein are definitely good support starters. And Bagley is an excellent starter, but not star caliber. Our guards are our stars, but they're not superstars. Though both of them are getting close to that. Maybe another year of development. They will. We head to halftime, down by 4 points. Nice buzzer-beating three-pointer. Assuming that was actually by Fox. For us, it was all Fox. Fox keeping us alive in this game, though he's only 6 for 12. But he's getting the opportunities. What has happened to Walker? What happened to Walker? It said Walker was the starter, but Walker's not playing. Walker's out injured. Holy crap. Our season could come down to losing Walker here. I don't know when this happened. I have to go back and check when he went down, but no Walker. I don't think we're going to win this without him. Rebounds, only +2. Normally a strong suit for us. Field goals are very similar. We're shooting better than they are to stay alive in this, but we're not attempting that many threes. I think part of that's the Malik Beasley versus Jake Walker effect. We never attempt a ton. We attempt a good amount, a strong amount, but not a ton. There's definitely teams in the league that shoot the three more than we do. We're very efficient at it, though. We have a lead here, late third quarter. But this is going to be tough. Paul George, 40 points now, so after a 26-point first quarter, he's only had 14 in nearly a half a game since. Which definitely cuts that scoring rate down a bit. Meanwhile, Fox is catching up. He's up to 35 points now, 7 assists. He's having a heck of a game. He's got 3 fouls. Got to watch out for that. But as we enter the fourth quarter, 3 fouls is not that worrying. 5-point lead, 10 to play. Season really coming down to this. And whether we get Walker back in that next game, Game 7, if there is a Game 7. We've gone ice cold and the Clippers have taken the lead. 7. They've rattled off about a dozen straight points now. We finally get a score. But we can't trade buckets like that. And we're down by 14 just like that over a few minutes. Come on. 4 minutes to play, down 11. 13. Losing Walker. Could be losing our season. Really thought we had a chance in this series, but Paul George has been MVP caliber, and losing Walker, and that's it. 10 points, 1 minute to go. It's not going to happen. Fox, another 50-point game. So he's had back-to-back 50-point games. Or not back-to-back, I guess. It was spread out in this series, but he's had a couple 50-point games in this series. But it's not enough. 126, 114. Season done. In 6 in the Western Conference Finals. But that's how close we are now. We're so close to an NBA championship. In just a few seasons, we've gone from utter garbage to this. But it took a massive fourth quarter from the Clippers. George, 15 of 23 in the game. 44 points from him. Still didn't match up to what Fox did. But without Walker, we really, really struggled. And what did we end up getting out of Bagley? 12 points. 6 of 11. 0 for 3 beyond the arc, though. Just 1 assist. We really did miss Walker. Especially late in that game. Fourth quarter. That was Bagley. What did Beasley do? 3 for 7, 9 points. And look at this stat line. I mean, nothing. 3 turnovers, couple fouls, 1 rebound. He was 2 for 5 beyond the arc. But that's That's a real loss. Real loss. So, what happened to our man? Schofield was hurt too. Strained hamstring. Damn. So for the second year in a row, injuries really plague our playoff run. This year at least, though, it was into the conference finals. And when exactly that happened, hard to say. What is his game logs? Let's look. Played 3. Happened in game 3. So that's a shame. It was games 4, 5, and 6 that he's been out. He's missed 3 games. After Walker had 57, 31, and 30 in the first 3 games. No wonder we lost games 5 and 6. We did win game 4. And no wonder we lost 2 of 3 there at the end. We were without our best player. Arguably. I mean, it's down to him and Fox, but... Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Well, let's see. Is there still a game? There is a game 7. 76ers Pelicans. Let's go ahead and play that one out. It's Philadelphia 76ers headed to the NBA championship. Boy, when was the last time Philly was in the finals? Boy, it's been decades, right? I mean, the last era that they were terribly good. I mean, I know right now is a good era for them, but they haven't made the finals yet. But I don't think they made the finals with Iverson in there. So you got to go back to what? Is that early 80s or late 70s? Or late 80s. Did they get there with Barkley before he headed to Phoenix? I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. All right, here we go. NBA Finals. Let's let this play out. So 76ers and Clippers. Clippers take game 1. George just 19 points. For them, it was taking him big games, and he had big games throughout the series, except for game 1 that we stole. And here they are, 2 games. Leonard back, so Kawhi Leonard back into the lineup. He was out for our series, and they still beat us. So we might have had the Walker excuse, but they had one of their own, and they still managed to win anyway. But now, with both of them in the lineup, Embiid has a huge game 3 to keep the 76ers' chances alive. And again, Simmons. So this is very much the current 76ers climate. Can they finally get the job done and win a championship? So far, the home team has taken every game through the first 5. Clippers steal a game. Clippers steal a game. that's it, right? Was that game 6? Clippers have won, right? Draft lottery. So Clippers, they get Leonard back and they pretty much cruise. So two of the dominant teams in the NBA, they're dominant in real life, maintaining the rosters that they had put together by 2020, go out and show their worth, played out in the finals, and the Clippers, who in real life do look like they could be the dominant force of the NBA for this new era after things have shuffled around. The Warriors are breaking up, and the Lakers, LeBron at his age, you could see the Lakers for a year or two being a real threat, but then that's it. Davis, one-man show. And that's what we've seen here. The Lakers crushed it that first year, but then here come the Clippers. 76ers as kind of the most stacked team in the East in terms of depth of superstars. We, right, formerly the Kings, not a team that would be on anyone's radar unless you lived in Sacramento. Then maybe, okay. Sure. Anyone else around the country looks at that team and goes, yeah, there's some good young talent, aka Fox, Bagley. But outside of that, we've built this team from the ground up, especially with Walker, and really reshaped the team otherwise. And we're in a great place, and I think a season from now, if Fox and Walker continue their development next year, maybe we can actually compete for the championship, but we still don't have... We're still that one or so piece away, and a little bit of development away for those guys. But otherwise, I think we're looking pretty dang good. But that is not only going to do it for this season, but we're rolling into summer. There's a ton of new games coming out, and I've got to take that revolving door and open that pathway up for those new games and new series. I've got so much going on the channel already. My typical is about 2 episodes a day. About 12 to 14 episodes per week. I've been in the mid-20s here recently, and with new things coming, it's going to push me even further. So even though this is only taking up one slot a week, one episode a week, it's still, something's got to give. And I don't know, I've been locked into Draft Day Sports games for quite a while. A little bit of a niche market, and it's been good for me. But it's kind of, I don't know, something's rubbed me the wrong way recently with the franchise, and I'm ready to take a little break, and we'll see if I come back to them or not. But that's going to do it for this series. Yeah, we don't get the championship, but we've seen what it takes, how to build it, and if you were to play this save, if you were to play your own save similarly, you could see where we're definitely headed towards a championship. It's not too hard to build into one. I mean, we've done it in just a few years. I mean, this is 3 seasons. Really? I mean, that's all it's been. And, everything's been a success. And, I mean, we started with nothing but ones. And I'm sure you probably wouldn't do the same yourself. You would take the option to have some sort of skill already. But look how far we've gotten in just 3 seasons. And, at that rate, we'd be pushing up into the 80s next season. Not that it seems to have actually any real impact on the game itself. But I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button one final time on this series. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.